All right, so I'm going to come to one of my favorite topics to talk about, tightness. Now,
Okay.
there's a whole industry, a whole heap of people promising to sell women products that's going to make their vagina feel like before they were born. So maybe somebody sing one song where say it tie like a 14-year-old. I found that song to be very disturbing because I don't know how he was able to make that comparison, but we're not going to get into that. So
That's very disturbing.
whole issue of tightness. It is my belief that the vagina is amazing all on her own. A healthy vagina does what she needs to do. She contracts and she expands. And when you want to do your sexy time, the vagina is there to do all of the sexy things for you. But there are some of us who have some unrealistic expectation because we hear the word needle eye.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the song.
Huh?
All right, okay, good. I had to expunge just now. Like, that really just messed with my headspace. All right, continue.
So let us talk about this whole idea of having an extremely tight vagina. So there's this idea that the tighter it is, the better it is. Tell me, just generally, how does the vagina respond, and how do we ensure that we get the best out of it, especially for the ones who want to enjoy it sexually and keep the tightness that we also find so important?
Well, the first things first, I think that the issue or the worry about tightness is a lot deeper than the actual vagina itself. I think that it's a matter of self-acceptance, you know, and fully just accepting yourself for who you are and who you're created as, right? In terms of tightness, really and truly, leave her alone. Y'all stress her. Some people just stress her out. Leave her alone. I mean, there are some natural things you can do in terms of exercises. If you truly, and you know, it's not about, I mean, for some people, I shouldn't say what is important or what isn't important. However, in terms of the tightness of the vagina, the importance of it in terms of a medical standpoint is so that it prevents something called vaginal or uterine prolapse. The older you get, it's actually possible for your vagina to come through. So this hair can actually all come through the vagina and come out if it's not strengthened, right? So in terms of strengthening that aspect of the vagina or the reproductive system, there's a few things you can do, predominantly exercise. So there's two main exercises that I know of, and I'm pretty sure there's a third one, but maybe it'll come to me as I speak. The first one are Kegel exercises, in which
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, very good. In which you basically constrict your pelvic floor and you just tighten. You just use your muscles. That's how you would strengthen the muscles in your arm. You can also strengthen the muscles in the vagina and around the vagina. And a lot of people don't know this. Squats actually help with strengthening the vagina as well. And as I was saying before, it's very important that you understand that strengthening the vagina is a lot more than sexual experience. It's also to prevent everything from falling through when you get older. Yeah.
Also, I want to make a point that there are some men who just don't understand the human body, the female body, and some women too. And I want to make something very clear. A dry vagina is not a tight vagina. It's just a dry one. And there are some men who, because they're not used to taking the time to arouse their partner so that she becomes adequately moist, he tries to force himself inside of a dry vagina. Now that will give him the illusion that, oh man, she's so tight, I have to squeeze my way in. But if she's properly lubricated, then he won't have to squeeze and fight so hard to get in. So there's a difference between being dry and being being tight, because the biology is designed a specific way for a reason. The reason why we get moist before penetration is just because it feels better. We're not hurting ourselves and our partner, and the whole experience is actually supposed to be one of pleasure, not where you're fighting your way in and I'm squirming because it hurts. So we must be able to have a clearer, more open conversation with our partners so that they understand exactly how our body works, so that they don't have these expectations where they say, oh well, just because you're wet today, you're properly moisturized, you feel loose instead of being tight.
I actually thought that was something that was definitely understood, but perhaps people don't understand that. So that is a very important point. The tight, well, moisture is important, and also the vagina is elastic. The whole purpose. So stepping aside, because the vagina, the use of vagina is not just sex. That's just one of the uses and not the only.
Yeah, one of the uses.
For the vagina is about. But the vagina is made for several things: to help flush the uterus, to also help for childbirth, and the muscles. Like when you look at the actual vagina, you see all these things called fenestrations there. They actually stretch. The vagina can stretch, and it's made to actually stretch. And with moisture, it stretches more appropriately for childbirth. As for example, like, have you seen a big head baby? You think it's just that same vagina? No, it stretches, and that's the point of the vagina. That's the purpose. One of the purposes of the vagina as well. So knowing how it works is really important, and understanding that the vagina is not a penis. It's a completely different organ, right? And it's a lot more complex than the penis.
She's complicated.